You know that nightly battle, right? Tossing and turning, just desperate for a good night's rest. But what if the key wasn't in some new pill, but in ancient wisdom that's, get this, now being backed by some seriously remarkable modern science? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into exactly that, the science and, yeah, the spirit of unlocking truly deep restorative sleep.
I mean, it's the question of our time, isn't it? We're living in this world that literally never sleeps. We've got blue light from our screens messing with our natural sleep hormones, and our minds, well, they're just constantly racing. We are completely overstimulated and totally underrested. And you can feel it. It's taking a real toll. So what's the usual fix? For a lot of people, it's reaching for a sleeping pill. But here's the thing. Research shows these pills often suppress the most important part, our deep sleep. And they can come with some pretty serious risks, especially for older folks. They can give you that hangover feeling where you've slept, but you don't feel refreshed at all. But then you look at these ancient practices. Their whole goal is to encourage natural physiological sleep, the kind of rest that actually restores you, and does it safely with no side effects. Okay, so let's start with the biggest obstacle for most of us, right? It's right up here, between our ears, that racing mind. So for a first step, let's explore how to quiet it down by looking at what both modern science and these ancient techniques have to say. Modern medicine has a very technical-sounding name for this state: neurophysiological hyperarousal. All that really means is that your nervous system is stuck in the on position. Your body and your mind are just buzzing in a state of high alert, even when you are desperate to just shut down. And this isn't just a feeling, it's a real, measurable, physiological state. Now, here's what's so cool. Thousands of years ago, the ancient science of Ayurveda described the exact same thing. They called it a Vata-dominant disorder. See, Vata is the energy of movement, and when it gets out of balance, it leads to, you guessed it, excessive mental movement, a racing mind. It's literally two different languages describing the very same problem we all face. So how do you calm all that mental movement? Well, one of the most direct ways is something called focused attention meditation. The idea is simple, but, not necessarily easy. You just pick one thing to focus on, like your breath, and every single time your mind wanders off, you gently guide it back. Think of it like a bicep curl for your brain's attention muscle. And science shows us this is anything but a passive activity. Take a look at this. It's an fMRI scan, a brain scan, from a major analysis of meditation studies. See those warm colors, the reds and yellows? That's your brain working. It shows activation in the premotor cortex, the part of your brain that handles voluntary control. You are actively, willfully holding your attention. It's a real, measurable effort. Now, a really powerful type of this is mantra meditation. This is where you repeat a sound or a phrase, either out loud or just silently to yourself. What makes it so special is this verbal motor component. You're basically giving your mind a very specific job to do, which makes it way harder for it to just wander off and think about your to-do list. And here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. This scan shows what's happening in the brain during mantra meditation. You can see the whole motor control network lighting up. And get this happens even when the mantra is repeated silently. Your brain is still actively going through the process of speaking it inside your head. You're literally using your motor cortex to bring quiet to your mind. But that racing mind is only half the story. All that anxiety it stirs up, it lives in our bodies too. So let's shift gears from the mind to the body and look at a physical technique that's designed to ground your entire nervous system. This practice is called Padabhanya, and really it's a simple, warm oil foot massage that's been used for centuries in Ayurveda. The whole idea is that by applying that warmth and oil to your feet, you directly counteract those cold, dry, and jittery qualities of that excess Vata energy we talked about earlier. It just calms the entire system right down. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. A foot massage? Sounds nice and relaxing, sure. But can it really work? Well, a 2024 pilot study decided to put Padabhanga to a proper scientific test. They took a group of elderly people who had been diagnosed with insomnia, had them do it for just 7 days, and the results? Well, they weren't just good, they were statistically astounding. 22.41. So what on earth is that number? It's something called a statistical t-value from the study. Now, just to give you some context, in this kind of research, a t-value over 2 or 3 is a big deal. It's considered significant. A value of 22.41, well, that's what the researchers themselves called a mega effect. It's a level of improvement that's almost unheard of for anything that isn't a drug. So a mega effect sounds impressive, but what does it actually feel like for a real person? Just look at this table. Difficulty falling asleep, it went from severe down to mild. Trouble staying asleep, same thing, severe to mild. And now look at this, satisfaction with sleep and the worry around it, they went from being a severe problem to basically none. This simple foot massage didn't just help people sleep, it completely dismantled the anxiety and distress that insomnia causes. Okay, so we've seen how we can quiet the mind and ground the body, but these practices are pointing to something way deeper. They don't just help us fix a sleep problem, they're inviting us to completely rethink what sleep even is. What if it's not just an off switch, but a journey into whole other dimensions of our consciousness? Ancient Indian philosophy lays out 4 basic states of consciousness. You've got the waking state, Jagrat, where our awareness is turned outward to the world. Then there's the dreaming state, Svapna, where it's turned inward. Then you have Shushupti, the state of deep, dreamless sleep where we just merge into this pure, undifferentiated consciousness. And then there's Turiya, the 4th state. This one's different. It isn't a state you go into and out of. It's the silent, always-on awareness that's the backdrop to the other 3. So that's a cool idea, but how do we actually access these deeper states on purpose? Well, this is where a practice called Yoga Nidra, or yogic sleep, comes in. It's a really profound guided meditation that takes you through systematically relaxing your body and mind, but with the goal of keeping your awareness switched on as you transition so you can consciously enter that realm of deep sleep. The restorative power claimed by this practice is, frankly, legendary. The ancient texts say that just 1 hour of Yoga Nidra is as refreshing as 4 hours of regular sleep. It's a way to tap into that deep cellular restoration of the deep sleep state, but without totally blacking out and losing consciousness. Okay, we have gone deep into the mind, the body, and even the nature of consciousness itself. Now let's pull all of this together into a practical toolkit that you can literally start using tonight. First up, let's start with the foundation, modern sleep hygiene. Think of this as creating the perfect environment for rest. So, an hour before bed, get off your screens. That blue light is a powerful signal to your brain to stay awake. Dim the lights around your house. Settle any arguments? Yep, research actually confirms that going to bed angry helps negative memories stick. And create a simple winding down ritual, something that signals to your mind and body that it's time to shift gears.
Now, if you're actually in bed and your mind is still going a mile a minute, here's an amazing technique from a pretty unlikely source, the US military. It was designed to help pilots fall asleep in under 2 minutes. You start by relaxing your whole body, piece by piece. First your face, then drop your shoulders and let your arms go completely limp. Breathe out, releasing any tension in your chest, then relax your legs from your thighs all the way to your feet. And once your body is totally still, just spend 10 seconds clearing your mind before resting on a single peaceful image.
And please, don't forget the body. Remember that mega effect we talked about? A simple 10 to 15-minute foot massage with some warm oil before bed can be an unbelievably powerful way to switch your nervous system from that fight or flight mode into rest and digest. So, as we wrap things up, I just want to leave you with this one final thought. We spend so much time and energy trying to conquer sleep, to fix it like it's a broken appliance. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if sleep isn't actually a problem to be solved, but a vast, mysterious, and deeply restorative realm that's just waiting for us to consciously explore it?